The real flex is upgrading and updating your identity, who you know yourself to be, and you only do that through consistency and repetition. That's it. It's not sexy. How does a kid learn how to do something? They try to get up, they play the piano, and they fuck up, they sound like shit, and then they go do it again. They go do it again. And guess what? You become a master, and your identity, who you know yourself to be, starts to upgrade. But it's through micro choices, not about blowing your load on a 30-day fitness plan.
Oh, hello. We're talking about my tits.
Most of the time.
Girl on girl on girl.
You would.
Like, stop picking up the fucking hot knife.
Fucking cares.
Right on track.
Ugh.
With a lot of money, I would do great fucking things.
But not in a good way.
Yikes.
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 Yikes. Where's the realness?
Yeah. Everything you want. Immaculate experience.
Back down.
You're getting like excited.
I do actually. I need tequila. Exactly.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
2026 bitches.
We made it. We made it through the gauntlet that was 2025, and we're still breathing. And
Are we?
this, I mean, I am. I don't know.
I'm just joking. I'm totally fucking joking. Things are great. Things are great. It's funny because there's like a lot of people with a lot of dumpster fire shit going on right now. So it's just interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a pretty smooth entry into 2026, and I feel like that has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about today, because we're going to do a just the tipper for you to just ease you in to 2026.
This segment is so offside, like when you actually think about it.
I know.
Because every time
love
you're
it.
talking, I'm like, oh yeah, just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just to see how it feels. Yes, we are. We're talking about resolutions.
Yeah, yeah, and why we think they're shit.
Well, even as I just said that, resolutions, does it not sound so boring?
Yeah, like what are we resolving?
It's like, I'm broken. I need to
I need
fix
fixing.
something. So my resolution, like just even saying the word resolution, I gotta bring a resolution to my problem. And listen,
thanks.
if you're like, you love resolutions, treat yourself, we love that for you. And some people might call them goals, and some people might call them,
Intentions.
Intentions, exactly, stuff like that. But I don't know. We're going to get into it today a little bit about why we think it's a bit boring and why they oftentimes don't work.
Well, that's just it. I think that's my biggest hang up with it. I'm like, resolutions don't work. You see this all the time at the gym. Everybody sets an intention to go turbo time January 1st. My resolution is to finally take care of my body. And listen, if you don't have the internal infrastructure and the identity of someone who takes care of themselves, and you're just trying to like kind of fast pace the process, this inevitably happens by January 16th. The levels of attendance at the gym are back down to normal. But like those first 2 weeks are insane. And I usually try and find other things to do because I'm like, oh, all of the resolutioners are at the gym, but they're going to fall off by 2 weeks in because that infrastructure isn't built. And it's usually coming from this place of, I need to fix and change myself. There's something wrong with me, and I don't like this about myself. And it's not really coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of criticism a lot of the time. And I don't know about you, but I do not have like a criticism kink. It just doesn't work for me. I don't work that way. And I'm a praise kink kind of gal. So when things are in that frequency of love and approval, that's where I hit my stride and my momentum, and I can maintain things. But it's a very different energy to come at, let's say a resolution of like, I need to go to the gym every single day for an entire year, and I need to lose 50 pounds versus, my intention for the year is to be really devotional with my body, to move it how it wants to move, and to feed it and to nourish it. Very different. One is achievable, one you will fall off.
Yeah, well, one of them is so specific, and I'm not against specific goals. It's just that where I find when you're ultra specific with things, it's like, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. And it's like, or I'm going to make $1 million in the first quarter of 2026. But what happens is that your brain is constantly, it checks in, first of all, with your identity. It's like, is this somebody who I am? Is this something that I do? Like,
Yeah.
it'd be like you asking me, like, if you're like, you're a smoker, I'd be like, I'm not, because I don't identify with that, right? I
Yeah.
don't smoke. I don't identify with that. So it's the same thing. Our system says, we say, okay, I'm going to be fit and healthy and wealthy in
Hot,
the
rich,
first
and thriving.
quarter. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is that if they don't, like you said, if they don't have that internal infrastructure, if it doesn't match who they know themselves to be consistently, the system kicks them out because it's
Yeah.
like, well, this is not who we are.
Yeah.
And also, if a lot of the times there's this very unconscious payoff because it's like, if I do go to the gym and I become healthy and I, slow down on drinking, or I make more money, or I'm actually really happy, what would have to change in my life? I no longer get to be the victim. I no longer get to blame. I have to be self-responsible. I'd probably start making different choices. Maybe I realize I'm not attracted to my partner anymore. Like, there's all sorts of things that are consequences of you changing. And this is, I think, that something we see quite frequently in, even women who want to join the club. They're like, I'm all in, I'm excited, I want to be hot, rich, and thriving, but they haven't yet hit that holy fuck moment, or their moment where they're like, okay, I'm actually really ready to do this, which is why we only work with women who are 2 feet in.
Yes.
They can be scared, they can be nervous, they can be like, I don't know how, and that we're like, you don't need to know how. That's our job. Our job is to guide you and to lead you and to trust us on this ride. But you have to be ready. And I think I was talking actually to Steve the other day about this, because he was saying how his gym is extremely busy right now. I said, is it crazy busy? And he said, oh yeah, it's nuts. And I said, yeah. He's like, I'm already starting to see a drop off. And it was like the 7th of Jan.
Yep.
And I said, I think sometimes people go in with this very black and white mentality, this all in or all out, and this very hard energy that is usually fueled by punishment and shame and feeling like shit that they didn't do it last year. They're like, this is my year, Jan 1st, which is why I love not starting things on traditional dates. I love starting something at the 23rd of the month because I fucking can, right? It's like, that's a great way to challenge yourself, is to not wait for that. Because when you do that, the minute you fuck up, which you probably will, right?
Yep.
It's like, oh, all of a sudden you miss a day at the gym or something happens. Your whole system goes into a full-blown fucking meltdown usually. And it's like, well, it's not worth it. I might as well just go sit on the couch, eat ho-hos, and watch Netflix. I'm never going to figure it out. And then the story
It's not my
compounds.
year anymore.
It's not my year. And the story compounds and builds. And, we just don't want to see that with you. We want you to start thinking more holistically, zooming out a bit more and looking at your life as a whole and saying, what do I want for this year? What kind of things, how do I want to feel? Who do I want to be? What kind of standards do I want to set for myself? Not about perfection, right? But I said to Steve, I was like, you know what? We went out the other night, had a couple like drinks at Cactus, and I was like, I don't care. Like, I like to drink less this month, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to drink, right? Like, I was like, I'm just going to, I'm following my body's cues. I can tell my body wants to eat a bit better and drink less, so I'm going to do that. But if this month I do 80-20 or 70-30, that's okay, because it's about what you do consistently, not about what you do for a week or a month in the new year. It's like, who are you? And the real flex is updating is upgrading and updating your identity, who you know yourself to be, and you only do that through consistency and repetition. That's it. It's not sexy. How does a kid learn how to do something? They try to get up, they play the piano, and they fuck up, they sound like shit, and then they go do it again. They go do it again. And guess what? You become a master, and your identity, who you know yourself to be, starts to upgrade. But it's through micro choices, not about blowing your load on a 30-day fitness plan.
I know. And this is why I personally don't resonate with things like 75 hard, because it's not really a maintainable.
Fuck is 75 hard?
You've never heard of this? Oh my gosh. I think it's personally insane. You have 75 days where you're essentially going hard for 75 days, and you work out twice a day for 75 days.
Come on.
I'm not even joking. And then I think there's stuff around like the eating plan, and then you have to like read 100 pages a week or something. Like, it's stacked. Like, it's very, very intense. And I mean, sometimes that'll work for people to kind of jumpstart them. But again, it's so intense that it's really hard to maintain for that 75 days. but it's really not maintainable past those 75 days, even if you like grin and bear it and force your way through.
Sure.
And that's the difference. Like, I'm not interested in setting people up to force their way through life and like grin and grip and bear it and like, I need to like fucking do this. How about we open? How about we follow what feels good? How about you create what actually brings you to life and follow that? And it's still going to lead you in an optimal direction, because what brings you fully to life isn't the like sitting on the couch eating ho-hos and watching Netflix. Like maybe occasionally as a reset day,
Sure.
but it is not actually going to bring you to life if you do that consistently, and you will get that feedback if you experiment.
Yeah.
And so by giving yourself a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more humanness to the process, there's a much higher likelihood that you're going to succeed. And I love what you were saying about the different types of intentions you can set. Like if you set an intention of who do I want to become this year, that gives you a lot of creative range to explore different ways of being, different practices, different habits and structures for your day to day and your week to week. It allows you to tune in on a much bigger level and do so in a way that's really right and true for your system. So our tip for you today is to stop setting boring resolutions and instead create the thing that is actually going to bring you to life. You know, vision out your year. Who do you want to become at the end of 2026? What do you want to look back and be like, damn, that was a good fucking year. That really was my year. What would make it your year? Like, who would you have to become? Who do you want to become? And then every day take a step towards that. That's a much more maintainable structure than I'm just going to force myself to go to the gym every single day and hope that that leads me to the identity change and the way I want to feel. Because that's, I think, what most people are after. They're after a feeling.
Yeah.
And they think that if I do the, 30 days, lose 30 pounds in 30 days, then I'm going to feel a certain way. And if I feel a certain way, I'll get maybe the attention or the approval or the love that I'm looking for. Yeah. Instead of like, what if I made my year about like literally fueling myself with the love and the adoration and the validation that I'm externally looking for, and internally I start rerouting that and I start making choices from the identity of someone who does have approval for herself. Because if I'm making a choice from that perspective, I probably am going to go work out. I probably am going to go and get healthy food and stock my fridge. I probably am going to do a little relational review and filter out anyone who is, not a vibe, and then welcome in people who are. Like, there's a lot of things that will happen throughout your year that will allow you to hit that intention and fulfill on it. And when you get there, you're like, oh, I have way more capacity than I ever imagined I could have.
Yeah.
And that's when you really start cooking with gas. And if you want to create a life you're obsessed with, which is obviously what we're here for and what we do in the club, we can't be using these old models of, how to go through life that never actually get you to that destination. If you look at anyone who uses that model, they're not living a life where they're hot, rich, thriving, and in a life that they're obsessed with. If anything, they hate their life. They're the people saying, fuck my life. And I'm sorry, that's not my vibe. I love my life.
I'm obsessed.
I'm obsessed.
I'm genuinely obsessed. It's not perfect, but it's fucking good.
It's fucking good.
It's, you know what? I would say right now I can seriously say my life is like 85% excellent and 15% dumpster fire, right? Like it's like it used to be 90
the other way around.
97% dumpster fire and 3% excellent, right? But it's just I think that's even a good question to ask yourself of like, okay, so for this year, if I was 70%, like if I lived my life in a 70-30, 70% I live my life of, integrity, power, I'm in my like leadership, I'm in like, all of that. Like I'm in my highest version.
Yeah.
how would I live my life? What kind of habits, what kind of behaviors, what kind of things would I say, what things would I not say? And not just when people are looking, when people aren't looking. If
Especially.
somebody who's a fly on the wall, you know, it's easy to put on a show for Instagram. It's easy to put on, you know, whatever. It's just, who are you truly? Because that carries, people think like, oh, I'll be nice on Instagram and I'll be an asshat behind the scenes. I'm like, you understand that this whole vibration thing,
Energetics
is you. So wherever you go, there you are. And if you're an asshat, that carries a vibration with it that's felt and see all of that, right? So think about this year of like, okay, you know, 70% excellence and 30% grace, room for what error, room for stuff that comes up, room for humanness, because that's going to build. Like, think of just, even when you say that, I can feel the feeling of it. It feels more relaxed.
It feels so good.
It feels relaxed. It's like there's still so much room for fun, or, you know, you want to go out and have a fucking bender when you want to drink. Go have that in your 30, whatever. But if you're doing it in a 70-30, sometimes we give ourselves permission to do that. We don't even want the 30. We want like 20 or 15 or 10. It's just that giving ourselves the permission. It's like when you're like, say, I'm never eating ice cream again. I'm going to the gym every single day. We make these statements. Extreme statements. And then our system is like, well, I don't like, the reason I can have boxes of Purdy's chocolates in my house and not eat the whole freaking thing is because I know that if at any point I really want one, I'm going to go get one, which makes me not even want it anymore, right? It's like anything. It's like the more we restrict ourselves, there's that, you know, inner teenager in us who's like, oh yeah? Oh, you tell me
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll tell you what to do. I'll sit here and I'll eat all the chocolates, right? So we have these funny parts, right? So it's just, let's have a bit more relaxation. Let's have a bit more fun. Let's have a bit more playfulness. Let's have travel. Let's have experiences. Let's have the things that matter to us. And you can already feel when we're in that more relaxed state, that's actually when the clarity can come in about what really matters for you this year, right? And I think a big thing that to look at right now is to unsubscribe as much as you can from what's happening on social media, distraction, your attention, because you look at mental health and you look at, maybe we can do this on a podcast another day, but you look at all of these things and no wonder we can't think clearly and we don't have the energy or attention for the things that matter to us, for that 70%, because our attention is hijacked, our nervous systems are hijacked, we're on high alert, there's a lot of stress and cortisol happening, versus just slowing down and creating more structured boundaries around your time and energy. And, you know, that way you have the capacity for the things that you actually want. So we'll definitely riff on that another time, but we just want to say to you right now that, you know, if you set a bunch of resolutions and you're already feeling like a bag of dicks and you're like, fuck, I'm just, you know, I haven't, this isn't working.
Just like, clear the decks.
And something I just want to say, maybe we can end with this, but I just want to say something that's been coming up a lot in my world, myself personally, and in my coaching, like in, you know, my coaching clients, is they're having years that didn't start off, quote unquote, that well. Like, you know what I mean? Like plot twists. Like, I got in an argument with my boyfriend on New Year's Eve. And then my kids were asshats on New Year's Day. Like, full-blown Molly meltdown. Like, we're talking extreme. Right? So I'm like, great. So there's all these things. And it's so funny because the thought crossed my mind and it was like, oh, like, ooh, nice start to the new year. Like,
this is how it's starting. Fuck, how's it going to end?
Great. And I could feel this, like, it was just like a millisecond of this energy that wanted to create a narrative and a story to kind of go into that, like, sad Sally dumpstery place. And I was like, oh, this is a big lesson. And I've been seeing it a ton with my clients, and I've been sharing the same things. I'll share it with you. Please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, stop making things mean things. Because if you think about it, December 31st and January 1st, they're made up. Everything's fucking made up. We're on one big, long fucking timeline. There's all these different timelines. We're on a time, like, whether it's the 31st
winter.
or 1st or whatever. We're on a timeline and the days don't really matter. So if your new year, quote, hasn't started off the way that you anticipated, do not make it mean a fucking thing. The only reason, this is the year of a horse as well, things are moving fast. And the more we don't attach to things and we make them mean a fucking thing, you can see how the freedom, all of a sudden you just let it go. I was like, completely am not going to accept the narrative that this is going to mean a fucking thing. This means that I'm in a season right now of deconstructing any patterns that aren't serving me. And I'm trusting the timing, and I'm trusting that all of these opportunities for situations that aren't going my way are actually giving me the opportunity to solidify and upgrade my leadership, my communication, who I am as a woman. And so I don't fucking care when it happened. It doesn't really matter. It's just, I'm just moving through a season right now, and it's all preparing me for what I'm stepping into, and I'm trusting that. So, and I found that with a lot of clients, I've shared that with them. I was like, please do not make this mean anything. And you could see the exhale, and you could see this, like,
The relief.
the relief of, like, you're right. It means nothing what you did yesterday, what you did the week before, what happened on this date. It doesn't matter. It's who you are today and what choices you're going to make today that move the needle forward, that change everything. You can change your life in seconds. You could say, I want a divorce. I'm leaving the job. Whatever. How long does that take? A fraction of a second to make a life-changing choice that will change the trajectory of your whole entire life. Change does not take time. It's becoming the person who can trust themselves enough to make the decisions that are going to move them in the direction of the life that they want, that they're obsessed with. So that's where the real work is. That's the work. It's not about the decision. It's not about that. So that's the work we do in the club. If you're interested in that and you want to become that woman who you're already there, you're fucking ready, you're 2 feet from goals, you're stepping into your next version of yourself, you want that support, you want to be held and walked with through that transition, that initiation into your next level, and that identity upgrade, we're accepting applications. So you come talk to us or the business incubator, or if you're ready to upgrade your life and reinvent your life, it's the club. If it's your business, if you're designing and creating your first business, turning something from a hobby or a passion project into something that's making you money and you're getting paid for, that's the Club Unhinged Business Incubator. So get those applications in and come change your life. So that's in 2026, because we're not fucking around. We're going to take you places you've never been before, and 12 out of 10, you'll be fucking satisfied with your purchase. So, like, I want to see a money back guarantee because I've never met anybody who didn't transform. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But, like, we should start getting ballsy and just being like, money back. If you actually show up, money back guarantee.
Yeah,
There's
if
no
you actually
fucking
do
way.
it as it's designed, that's the caveat.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there on your hands and do nothing and then
Man,
expect.
it changed my life.
No, you've got to be in the game.
Yeah.
But just to your thread on, like, when the year kind of starts wobbly, like, just so everyone knows, like, we're not totally out of the year of the snake yet. Like, that doesn't shift until February 17th. So you're actually in the final shed, the final die off of a decade, maybe more, of patterns that you're letting go of. So of course it might feel a little crunchy as you start January, because, like, that new energy hasn't fully clicked in yet. So give yourself some grace. And we are meaning making machines, and I don't know that we can ever get rid of that function, but you can utilize it to your advantage. So instead of making meaning that disempowers you, make meaning that empowers you. And Christine did a really great job of walking you through what that sounds like. She gave you a frame of what it sounds like to make meaning that actually expands you. And so that's the habit that we need to build in to create a life that you're obsessed with. And we are more than stoked to support you in that endeavor inside the club. And I will put all of those links in the show notes for you. So when you feel that pull, when you feel that tug of, like, fuck, this is what I'm supposed to do, I'm fucking ready, let's go, head to the show notes, click the link, get your application in, sign yourself up, and we will be back next week with something new. And we love you.
Come change your fucking
Change your
life.
life.
And if you're serious about the business incubator and you want to
Build a
create
business.
something, build a business, your first one especially, and you want to spend 6 months inside a incredible container with Kelsey and I as your mentors, like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's insane.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not doing it again.
we already talked about it. We're doing it once. That's it. Whoever's in is in. Like, that's it. And this is an opportunity for you to, that dream, that vision, that thing you've had on your heart that you wanted to do, or if you're an artist, a creative, coach, whatever it is, we can help you design and build everything, your offer suites, your product suites, like, talking about sales, money. It's all nervous system based and identity based. Like, we're going from the root to make sure, that you're really getting having the best success possible for you. And we're so excited. We do start next week. So if you're interested, don't
Chop,
fuck
chop.
around and don't fuck around and wait forever to get on the application or to come message us about that, right? So come connect with us and see if it's a fit. We'll let you know honestly. We're not here to sit on a sales call and be like, you're going to be fucked if you don't work with us. That's not our vibe. But we are in service to those who are 2 feet in. They're fucking 2 feet from gold and you're ready to go. So if that's you, head over the show notes. We love you. We'll be back next week for some other shenanigans. And please take the time, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, send this podcast to somebody who fucking needs it. And we love you.
We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye, friends.
Bye.
All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating. And we'll see you next week.
And share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you.
Bye.